Hey, everybody. Woo! We are live once again for the next episode, episode 13 of Artist on Artist. And we have the man of the hour already here with us. We've got Adott. Sir, how are you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing? How you doing, man?
I am doing very well, doing very well. So glad that you are here. So glad that you are our next Artist on Artist Spotlight. And I'm really excited to be able to spotlight you and all of your talent and artistry tonight. So let's get right into it, just like we've always done on every episode. Let's get the vibe going. Let's get some music playing. And so, guys, as you know, every time we do one of these, I'll always go through and listen to every artist's entire catalog. And one of the nice things about Adott is that I was able to really dive deep. You know, there's a lot of amazing music, but I wanted to be able to start out with my favorite one. So let me present this, and let's take a look at my favorite song of Adott's. All right. And this song is called Coins Up.
I wanna go to LA.
Pussy niggas, stack your coins up. You wanna fuck with bosses, then little bitches join us. I cannot take no losses, hell no, I ain't going, bruh. Don't try to come back round me, cause you see I'm going up. What's that in my cup? What's that in my blunt? What's up with your bitch? Why she tryna fuck? I got that wish you would, I wish you would come try your luck. Bullets filled with fender where these bitches leave you stuck. Nigga going up bad, I think that nigga need a hug, huh? It just feel way better when you get it out the mud.
My GPS, I told you, but that switch gon' fold. Walking that bitch like, oh yeah. Bad bitch put on a photo, bad bitch put on a show, yeah. Again, I'm your cat, but that shit like Rennie, yeah. I do this shit like it.
Okay, you guys. So, you know how I love to be able to do it. I just love to be able to, you know, be able to give it a little bit of a tease, just to be able to make sure that when you guys get done listening to this episode, that you're so salivated and ready to go that you're like, I've got to now immediately go find his entire catalog and listen to it all over again. But that's my favorite song. And again, you know, the thing I love about doing this show is that it gets to be, you know, like my preferences. And so it's like what I really feel in the moment. And so I just love this song. This is also the one that I picked for the marketing as well. It's just such a fun song. I love like the theme behind it. And it's just like, yep, get your coins up. Like, you know, you have to have money to make it in this game, regardless of whatever it is. But I don't know, I love the song. It's such a good feel to it, but it's a good kind of like, you could almost be in the club and kind of go crazy to it, but it's definitely like just a good, get you amped up, get you pumped, like, all right, you need that little inspiration to get doing something? You can turn on Coins Up and definitely get a little bit more energized than you were before. So tell me a little bit about Coins Up and how this song came to be. And I know that this one was also featuring Pro. And so tell me a little bit about the you know, about the actual, you know, feature, how that kind of came to be, and just how the song kind of, you know, birthed itself in a sense, I guess.
Okay, so really, I don't even know. It was like so random because like actually this like Code, like I grew up with him. Like we were boys since like we grew up type shit. And
cool.
Like we kind of like he moved like out of the town that I was living in, and we became distant. I didn't even know he like made music type. And then like I just came across his music one day, and I'm like, damn, you make music? That's hard. And then we just so happened to lock in. Like usually, like I don't even. It's crazy because I don't even like using auto tune, but I just hopped on that vibe. I just felt the beat out, and I was just like, yeah, let's do it.
Nice. Okay, nice. And now, so for you individually, you know, I mean, and obviously, yes, like the song does kind of speak for itself in certain aspects, but what was kind of the idea that you were really wanting to get across? You know, did this song come about just because of the beat, or did you already have this one kind of ready to go and it just matched? How did that part come about, like the creative part?
It's like when I hear the beat, if it's like an energetic beat, like then I'll put out like, okay, like we're doing something. We're doing something positive. Like let's go get it. I'm making that type of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, nice. Okay, I like that. Okay. So then now, and I love that, you know, just in the sense, and now with Co itself, like as the person, you said you grew up with him, you've been friends for a long time. Did you also know at the time that like, okay, he did music and you kind of were like, ooh, I like what he's doing? Or
Instantly.
did he not know you did it and then he was like, oh, now I got to be involved?
Because I was making music, and I'm pretty sure he didn't know I was making music, because like when I stopped making music, I took everything off my page. Like I didn't nobody really knew I made music, because my last drop was probably 2021, and nobody knew I made music. And then when I just started like making music again, he slid up. I seen that he was making music and shit. It was just like an instant lock, you know.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And so now for him individually, any new music coming out with him? Any plans in the future for definitely like other songs you've got ready to go, or talks but nothing like concrete yet?
We got some. It's something coming. Something coming.
Okay, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
we love that. Get ready for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
all right.
something
And
coming.
so now let's switch gears a little bit, and I think you kind of actually, you know, laid out the groundwork for it really well. So let me just kind of keep driving on the road. When you were talking about how, you know, you were like, okay, hey, you know, my Co didn't realize that I had done music and my last drop was in like 2021. So with the name Adott, because I think it's really important, especially, you know, artists talking to artists, like I want to know, and I want you to be able to have like, you know, carte blanche to be able to like, hey, give that story of how your name came about. But if you've had drops in the past, second part of the question, is that the moniker you've always gone by? Has there been another stage name that you've had before Adott? And then how did that name come about, in the sense of that, yes, when I'm introducing myself as an artist to other people, this is why I have that name?
All right. So that's crazy, because like I did have two different artist names. It was Fresh Boy, actually. When I very first started making music and shit, this was like probably like 9th grade. Like it's still on SoundCloud now, believe it or not. I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but it's on SoundCloud now. If you go look it up, It's Fresh Boy with a $ as the S.
Okay. And B-O-Y or B-O-I?
And B-O-Y.
B-O-I. Okay, cool. Nice. And so then how did the actual like name come about, in the sense of Adott? Where did that come from?
Actually, Kendrick Lamar.
Interesting.
And it was just like a nickname. Like I don't know where it came from, because I had a friend. His name was Omari, and my name's Omari, and then they just had to come up with something. You know what I'm saying? And they was just like Adott, and then I also ran with it, because Adott, K-Dot, Kendrick. You know.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, I like that. Yeah, because, you know, it's always like, especially like after last week when I was interviewing with Peyton, and the way his name was spelled was different enough where I didn't think that was a first name or a name at all. So it's always like, I always like to be able to get a little bit more in depth about like why the name, you know, what's the significance, if there is any, because sometimes there isn't, but if there is, I always love to hear that story.
Yeah.
So then let's move on to some of the, you know, questions that we kind of have, and some of the things that I got ready while, you know, listening to your music. And, you know, one of the aspects that I definitely wanted to be able to touch on, because one of the things you talked about was the fact that, yes, you know, you were first putting out music under Fresh Boy, you know, back in like 9th grade, and, you know, doing all this stuff. So when was it that you switched from that name over to Adott?
Really, it was like, wow. Believe it or not, it was like, wow. I was still Fresh Boy, but when I was making music, I was like, that I fuck with the name Fresh Boy, but like, it gotta change. Like I was messing with it, but I wanted at the same time. I was like, yeah, it gotta change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just Adott just sound like more smooth, sound like something like literally everybody can call me like a nickname. Like all my boys literally call me Adott. Like nobody calls me by my first name no more.
Yeah.
Unless it's like
no, I agree.
family or some shit. Or fucking
Right.
females.
Mom's calling.
Yeah.
Somebody's in trouble now. Oh boy, that's my first name. Oh geez. Okay, so then at that time, then you decided to be able to, and I actually kind of like that because I think that it does show like that natural, legitimate, like, you know, just your own progression and your own evolution as an artist. Like, okay, I started with that, but in a way, like, does it have a little bit of that, like a Lil name that, you know, kind of feels like a young feel to it? And yeah, maybe Lil Wayne's been able to really carry that moniker and never feel like he was able to, like, he really felt like he left his initial, what he came out as, to now is like he is a different artist. But I think that's cool that you had a little bit more of that evolution, like, oh, in my own way, I felt like it was time to grow from Fresh Boy and then move into Adott. And I do agree in the sense that it is, I've never heard another artist by that name. It is catchy, it's simple, it's easy, but like, you know, how you play with the moniker as well, like with your handles and different things, I'm like, it is catchy and it's very marketable too. So that is definitely as important as the fact that you also like it too, but that it gives you other things to like mess with is really cool. So for you, in the sense, the music that I heard under Adott and the stuff that you've come out with, and you know, some of my favorite ones, obviously Coins Up was my favorite song that I love of yours that you've put out thus far. But in the sense of when you were Fresh Boy and then moving into Adott, was the type of music that you've always made been the same, or has there been any evolution and progression in the music type that you've done?
It's all over the place. Like it's some songs that like sound kind of similar a little maybe to like the new mix that I make, but it was like 2017, like that type of era, you know, like that type of music. I don't. Gotcha. It's hard to really explain. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I mean, and it definitely does make sense. I think it's more just like, oh well, yeah, I used to do like all dancey pop, and now I'm like, you know, more hip hop R&B. So I just and I kind of thought that might be the case, but I do agree with what you're saying though, where it's like some of the music can be in a sense like, okay, yep, the music that you make, it's like you're not in a niche by any means, but yet you have a lane that you are very good at. And I think that that's also a really good thing too, because it's like, I want to grow in that foundation and then build up from there, as opposed to let me always find something new. And then am I really growing to that same level where I started and, you know, go from there. So I think that's really cool in the sense, and I like that evolution of it. So then let's, you know, take a look at you and right now, the music that you've had release up to this point. Give us a little bit of a, you know, look into 2025. What, you know, in the sense, are you trying to do anything new, or is there any new music, like, you know, genres or anything you're trying to tap into, or are you kind of giving, you know, just even more heat like you've been giving up to this point?
Oh man, all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. I can't even tell you what I got in store, but it's a lot of stuff, a lot of heat that I'm putting out now is gonna be similar to that. I'm gonna stretch it out, but it's all gas, no brakes.
Nice. I love that. And so, and I think, and one of the things that we'll get into a little bit later as well, you know, and I haven't been able to do this with every artist, so I really am excited to be able to kind of dig a little bit deeper into the music video as well, because I think that that's an aspect that, you know, not that I don't get to talk about it with every artist, but if some artists just haven't made a music video, it's just an aspect that we can't really get into to that way. So that's something that we'll be talking about a little bit later as well. But I love that we kind of get to go into all avenues with it. But for you and the music that you've released up to this point, are you going to be dropping like new single, or are you thinking about doing any like EPs or actual projects this year as well, like on top of everything else?
You can hear me?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that we're here, I got an EP coming. I got an EP coming next month.
Ooh, nice.
Next month.
Do you have a concrete release date yet that we can put in our calendars, or we don't have that like direct all the way ironed out?
Not yet, but it's for sure coming next month.
Nice. Oh, I'm excited. All right, guys, definitely get ready for that. Brand new EP coming to Adott next month. I will have that on my calendar as soon as you know what that concrete date is. I promise you that, sir. So now, in the sense, so now you are going to be working on singles. Boom. Now but thank you for that little bit of that little bit of a new piece of info. That is great. So you heard that here first on Artists on Artists. Bam, brand new info coming to you. But you're working on all of these different things and trying to be able to put a whole project together in the sense of the project. And let's focus on the EP for a minute or two. Was there a theme that you were trying to be able to put together when thinking of the EP, or was it more like, I've got these 5 or 6 songs ready to go and I'll put them out in an EP form along with the other singles? Or was there a little bit of like, okay, I'm trying to make this idea around it? What was that for you?
It's all gonna be like, the EP it's like not really like a theme or anything, but it's like all like kind of like one kind of sound,
Cool. Okay, so the theme is in the music. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, and so now in the sense, now for you as the artist, and again, let's focus on that EP right now. Was that always a plan of this year, or was that more kind of, oh, it happened that way and then we were able to put it together and make it happen? Or was that, yes, 2025, I'm going to be dropping this, that was always the plan? What was that for you?
People just been on my ass.
Yep.
They just been on my ass telling me to drop, so I'm gonna just give them a little something,
Nice. Okay, cool. Nice. Very cool. And so now, if you were thinking about, in a sense, like, what's the thing you hope the most, in the sense of now releasing more of a full project, an actual, full meal for people to sink their teeth into? What's the main thing you really want people to take away from it?
Could you repeat that question? My fault.
No, of course, yeah. In the sense of like, now that you have a full project, a meal that people can really like sink their teeth into and get a bigger idea of like, oh, okay, this is what Adott's coming with a full project. What's the biggest takeaway you want them to get from the album?
That's not even everything. That's not even
Nice.
that's
Okay.
not even everything that I'm gonna give you. That's like that's just like a little warm up, a little hand rub,
Hey, nice. Yes, exactly. We got those ideas percolating. I love that. Okay, so then now let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about you kind of more as the individual and the artist, and some of the things that really like inspire you. And so if you were gonna give me 3 or 4 artists in the sense of in the sense of the idea that, okay, if these artists, like, somebody's going to inspire me to want to write, or I do kind of take after some of the flow or cadence or whatever, like, or the style of this artist, like, who are some people for you individually that you really look at as like inspirations when it comes to the music side?
Inspiration. It's like older artists, like,
Okay.
of course, Lil Wayne. It might sound crazy, but Soulja Boy.
Okay, nice.
Just like older artists in general, like around that time though, not too old, not like Tupac and Biggie, but Wayne.
Yeah.
Just like the figurative speech and like how he comes up with the lines and everything,
Yeah, absolutely.
But keep going.
It's like
What was the question again?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, and just like for you, like, if you, inspirational artists, or like if you had to be able to kind of like, I'm also in that mode where I want to write, like, who's somebody that you're going to want to put in the headphones to be like, all right, I love when I hear their stuff. They always make me like hyped, and now let me put out some of my own fire.
That I don't even know, like, because I listen to a lot of artists. It's like every artist that I listen to like inspires me to keep making more music.
For sure. I do agree with, yes, I definitely do agree with that. I think it's one of the most important things is like, I don't feel the need that I always have to be listening to new music, or that it's like every day I have to find a brand new artist. But when you do get that from somebody, either like new or like, oh man, like you said, like with Lil Wayne or people like that, where it's like, you do kind of get used to some artists and giving a drop where you're like, I kind of always expect like that I mean, depending on who the artist is or how much you like them, but like for me, like Rick Ross is one of my favorite artists of all time. And every time he drops an album, I'm like, if it's a 6, I'd be very upset because I always expect this 8 to like 9.5 range from him for his music. Cause I'm always like, you always make great stuff, even if you don't like him, or even if, you know, that's not what your like jam is. Like, at least I know for me, I'm never expecting this, you know, album of the year from him, but I'm also never expecting trash. So I think that that's also something that I think about, you know, when I'm getting inspired by other artists. But when I do have that, like I know last year for me, not the Quavo, the Offset album was like so inspirational for me because I was like, dude, this is like every other song was like, oh, now there's a new song idea I just came up with because of this, like just popped like into my head. So I love that it's like, you know, you have that as well. And like, that's the reason that you're always wanting to get that inspiration, be like, man, because when you feel that, it is unlike any feeling that can be described, because you can only feel it when you know it's legitimately happening in the moment.
Yeah.
So then so then now we know, like, you know, I mean, and I really like that too, because not in the sense like I think it like I love it when people give all of their answers, but I love that I'm like, yes, somebody who actually thinks some of the same artists that I do. I'm like, I love how inspirational Lil Wayne was to the whole like scene of music with his ability to freestyle and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no way that man can literally memorize all of that in one take and never forget it again. He's like a Rembrandt with how well his memory is just locked in. It is incredible to see. But I just like that where I'm like, yeah, okay, ooh, yeah, agreed. Like every one of those, that's exactly what I would have said too. So I love that. But so now when you are, you know, just in general, what for you, you know, again, kind of thinking that, you know, moving into 2025, future thought, is there a genre or a new type of sound that you really want to push yourself to try to experiment with this year, that you really are like, I've been a little nervous, but I really want to kind of dive in and see how it goes?
Singing.
Ooh, okay, nice.
Hey,
I love that.
kind of like a little hidden talent. I don't want nobody to know, but I might come out of that little comfort zone and push out a song or two.
Okay, I love that. And I mean, now, as a guy that also sings as well, and I mean, a lot of my music also tries to incorporate that a lot more. So it is something that I do actively. But if you can be able to do kind of that switch back and forth and be like, oh, I'm going to give you a sing chorus, but then I'm also rapping every lyric, I think that is amazing. Like, even though weirdly enough, for some reason, I am not the biggest fan of Playboi Carti, not because of the fact that he can do that changing of his voice, but I do think that is cool. That I'm like, oh wow, it is pretty amazing that you literally can become 3 to 4 full different characters, and people seem to love every other one, like, for completely other reasons. So for that aspect, even though I don't fully jam with his music, I very much jam with how marketable he is with that. So
But I say, yeah, he's hard
100%, yeah, so I mean, especially as a guy who does it, I 100% recommend absolutely do that, because especially with the singing, ooh, the ladies will love that too. So
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that also. But okay, I love that. Now, in the sense for you and the singing aspect too, and thinking about some of those artists, is there somebody sound-wise or idea-wise that you want to, if you were singing, is kind of like, I'd want to be in this vein, or this is the type of song I'd love to make?
Let's see, 'cause I wouldn't want to really like compare myself to somebody. Like if I was a singer, because like I would try to like create my own sound. But if it would try to be like kind of like relatable, like to like, you know, Charlie Puth is.
Oh yeah, really? Oh wow.
Who else? He's like a newer artist. He doesn't really sing like that, but he harmonizes in a way with like the auto tune. Low Shimmy.
Okay, I don't recognize that one, but I'm writing that down. I'm gonna have to go take a look. I've never heard of him, but I will take a listen.
Yeah, he's hard.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna take a look. But the fact you said Charlie Puth kind of blows my mind right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, that is such a distinct voice. This is incredible voice.
Like him, but like in like a hip hop way.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, definitely. I mean, just your initial voices to just generally don't sound like you seemingly have a lower register than him. So I'm like, maybe could you hit the Charlie Puth high? Maybe not, but he probably couldn't get your low. Like I probably couldn't get your low either. So that is cool. Oh man, I am very excited to hear what that would sound like because I do agree that I think that is a legitimate talent if you can actually be able to sing and carry your own tune that is on point. I'm like, just that alone, that you're already like 8 out of 10 people can't do that, let alone regardless. Like, so you're already like, it's like 80, 90 percentile right there. That's cool. Okay, so then now let's take a look, more. So actually, let's get on to the second song right now. And, again, I always like to do about, 3 or 4 songs, but again, I wanted to be able to go into his music video later and kind of focus a little bit on that. So let's get to the second song. And again, this is one of my favorite ones. Let me bring the stage back up here. And this song is called Batman and Robin.
Are you missing the excitement of the holidays? No parties to prep for, no gatherings to get gorgeous for? At Dry Bar, you don't need a reason to treat yourself. With
Nigga. Me and my bro like Batman and Robin. If a nigga won't play, you know I'ma pop. If a nigga won't play, I'ma pop. Don't fall with a kick, cause you see that I'm pop. I'm saying shit, I say they flop. Bird bitches, I can see them fly. Hating ass niggas, I can see them watch. Don't wanna see me win, then close them sockets. I'm finna be bumping the motherfucking city. I know that these niggas ain't fucking with me. My bitch do drugs with me like them. You better get low when I hug that sim. You better get low when I'm banging that block. She say that, how you do it like that? She fucking me, girl, I'ma do it right back. On a one-man move, cause these niggas some rap. Better stay out the way and get to the rap. Nigga, all that dissing to get your ass crack. Nigga, all that dissing to get your ass smoke. Got crack like a ill little nigga, yo. I pulled up a line cause I needed the dope. I almost fell off cause a nigga lost hope. There's some shit on the table, my foot in it though. I told him let's go. Me and my bro like Batman and Robin. Broke in the bitch who was breaking, I'm robbing. Broke in the bitch who was breaking and robbing. Perks that got me nodding. Geeta out my body. Money music, that's my hobby. Wipe his nose cause his shit snotty. Me and my bro like Batman and Robin. If a nigga won't play, you know.
I can't hear you, RPG.
Sorry about that. Apparently I didn't press it well enough. Apologies. Well, you know what? Apologies about that. But no, I love that song. One of my top 3 favorite ones that we'll be listening to tonight. And that song was Batman and Robin. But again, now with that song specifically, give us a little bit more of the background on this one. How did it come about? Definitely a much different feel, but just as fun as what Coins Up was. So give us a little bit of this background.
Just a song about just like me and the boys, like we all Batman and Robin at the same time, Because in a way, like Robin can do things Batman can't do. Batman can do things Robin can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right. Ah, okay.
And we
nice. It is, yeah.
By saying me and the guys, I just feel like we are like Batman and Robin in a way.
Yeah.
And it was really
so
just,
now.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Please. No, please.
But I say it was really just like, I don't know what it was. Like, that's the first, because I freestyle like all my songs. So like that was like okay. when I first started freestyle, I heard the beat and I just started freestyling. Mm-hmm. When I said me and my bros like Batman and Robin, and off the top, I was just like, oh yeah, this is a song right here. Like I already know.
Nice. Okay. So now let me ask you this, because I actually think that it is you know, an interesting idea in the sense because, you know, with this and especially with Coins Up, like, you know, you clearly have a good crew around you. And I kind of like that idea of like that feeling of, you know, like the brotherhood and like boom, you know, you're keeping each other going with the energy, with the music, all that kind of thing. So for you individually, like how many other people directly around you in the sense of like, you know, I've got these two, three guys, you know, four or five people, like, you know, how big is this, you know, amount of like Batman and Robin that, you know, the kind of this whole, you know, pack of people make up?
You said how many people like do I have with me?
Yeah, just in the sense of like your like team and you know like just everybody kind of keeping that you know energy going to keep creating and making the music. Like, how many other people do you have that are around you, kind of helping give that level of inspiration and just okay, man, I need a little bit of that energy. All right, I can you know use them. How many people do you have that for you?
To like keep making music, I
Yeah.
could say like I can only count on like two hands for real. But like
Okay. Yeah.
just them in general, like that's what keeps me going, you know?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Nice. I like that. I mean, I think that that's like you know, I mean, again, like just sort of this idea of like, oh man, you know, just I always learn something new, you know, when I get to do one of these. But you know, that is a really cool. That's a really cool aspect. I like that a lot. Okay, so now let's shift gears and let's you know clue up a little bit of the you know music video and the one that we'll be focusing on is and let me just pull up the banner right now. But is going to be called I'm Back and Shih Tzu. And so when you're thinking about, and I know that you and I had chatted a little bit about the music video because when I initially had started looking at some of your, you know, link trees and whatnot, just to be able to see like, okay, does SoundCloud have the most, you know, are you on everywhere? You know, like it just, I always like to be able to kind of get that idea. And I saw that you had this new music video for the I'm Back song. And, you know, even though that's not one of the ones that we'll focus on tonight, I definitely want to focus on that song as well as one other one, but for a different reason. So we'll get to that in a little while. But shifting gears to the idea of the music video and then the making of this one as well, you know, what was that difference? Like, how, like, did you feel like the process to be able to make I'm Back was more difficult than being able to make the music, or would you say that it's about the same, or it's way easier to be able to get the music video created than the music?
I feel like it was way easier to get the like video done.
Okay. Oh no. Hang on, guys.
Oh,
Oh, okay. You there?
yeah.
Okay. I think you had just started answering my question and then it did freeze a little bit there. So feel free just to start that last one over.
I'm about to say, yeah, it was easier to like get the video done, but at the same time, like it was like more so like rushed, you know? Like
Really? Okay.
I did have like some of my boys come, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
if I would have like planned it out, I feel like it would have been like way better. But at the same time, fuck it, we ball, you know?
I mean, and the fact that, you know, if you're saying it was rushed, it definitely doesn't seem like that at all. But also, you know, it is definitely the video is fun. It's well made. I mean, just when
Shout
I
out
look at it,
Gravity
I'm like,
Films.
okay. So that would definitely explain the intro that I had just about to start when I didn't when I pressed play. So thinking about that next music video, you know, you've been able to now get this one under your belt, and it, you know, now you've got that foundation built up a little bit more. But let's say, you know, next video, like you have a $5,000 idea, like what would that big level idea be for where you'd be like, how do I get to upgrade the look of this? What would you want to do for that next one?
Oh man. Like it would just be crazy. I would have like everybody there, bottles out, weed smoking, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it would just be a movie type shit.
Just big ass party. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, very cool. Okay, so then now in the sense, Now, when was it actually, like, in the technical sense that you released I'm Back, Shih Tzu, as the music video itself out to the wild? When did you actually put it out?
New Year's. I put it out on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, yeah.
Nice.
12
Okay,
a.m.
nice. And then how long before you had released it was it that you actually, like, shot it and, then your editor was, like, putting it together and whatnot? Like, how long was the whole process of start to then, boom, it's released?
I actually shot it in October.
October. Okay, nice. Okay. And was that just
Yeah.
all one night that you did it in that one location?
It was like multiple different locations.
Gotcha. Okay, so it was multiple locations. Okay, cool. Because it, like, where you were and, like, it having that big, like, parking structure, I'm like, well, they could have been all right around in that same, like, maybe block area for where it looked like it might have been. So, okay, that's cool. I do like the multiple locations, though, too, so that's cool. So now, thinking about that, like, with this music video, what was the most, like, when you were actually there on the day of filming, what was the most, like, we'll look at it from both sides of the coin, what was the most, like, fun part, but what was the, like, most difficult piece to kind of get together actually when you're doing the filming and when people are in front of the camera and you're pressing, hit that record button? What was the most difficult part to kind of really make come together?
All right, the most difficult part I say is like just basically like keeping everybody coordinated. Cause like everybody drunk, like everybody doing their own thing, everybody rolling up, everybody like hitting a bottle or some shit. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And we like when you shooting a video, you listen to the song about like 4 or 5 times. So it's like by the 4th or 5th time, they're like, oh yeah, I'm rolling up. You know what I'm saying? So, but like the funnest part, like I feel like the funnest part about the video was when I actually got the behind the scenes when he started getting sturdy. My little bro started getting sturdy, and then like 2 minutes after that, like the song stopped. 2 minutes after that, he literally gets up and walks over to the staircase and just starts yakking. I'm like, oh, bro, come on, bro. Yeah,
I mean, that is really funny because, like, one of the things, and guys, just for your background a little bit, because, if you count the bigger music videos, like, I've shot 2, but, like, if you count the smaller ones, it's more like, 10 or 12. But, like, in the sense of every time I've ever done any type of music video, nobody's ever wanted to drink. Nobody's ever wanted to, like, eat food. It was like, we're just there to get it done and, like, boom. Like, there was no wanting to party at all. So when he's telling me this, I'm like, so he's done like one of these and you guys are just getting wasted and having a great time, and yet I've done so many and nobody's like, oh, I don't feel like it. What? It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I don't even know what to do right now. Like, you guys are killing the vibe. Like, it's just so weird. So, I mean, like, in the sense, like, did you get the majority of it done before people just started going off the rails? Like, in the sense of actually, like, getting the, shot you needed to?
It was all like, we was drinking before, during, and after type shit. Like,
gotcha.
The music video was just a music video. It's just
yeah. That was the thing we did in part of the partying. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now in the sense of I'm Back and with Shih Tzu as well, like that is the most recent music video that you released at New Year's. Now, do you have an idea for the next music video that you want to do? And is it for a song that you already have made, or do you feel like it'll be a future one where it'll be like, oh man, this is crazy, I've got to do it? Okay. That's a tease, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tease right there. I love that. Okay. So then in the sense, what would you say now moving forward to that next music video? Like, in the sense of, like, are you using Gravity Films again, like same team to put it all together?
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be. I'm definitely gonna get another video from him. But
good deal.
It could be Gravity. Could be.
Okay. And then so in the sense, or like, in not even the sense of like who is going to be filming, but for you, are there any, like with this last video that you did and the shots that you got and kind of how it all really went together really well, are there any like you know, oh man, I really want to try to get like a really cool car shot or like a moving shot, or like, is there anything you really want to try to get into the next one that you felt like you wanted to try, but you didn't get there all the way, or you're like, oh man, because of doing the music video, now it gave me this idea to do this that I think is going to be insane?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You know, and just in that thought process of like, you know, because I know at least for me, like I'm always like, okay, how can I do something to be able to make the next one either bigger or better in the way of like, okay, let's just, you know, how can I always make that next step up? But I mean, it's just more like, you know, was there any one thing or any little thing, big thing that you're like, I want to do this, but even crazier on the next one?
Just more people.
More people, yes, and
Yeah.
that is the hardest thing. I don't know what it is, but like the fact you had that many people in your video, I'm like, damn, I can't even do that. And I put together a lot of these. Like, that's the one thing I still want too, is a big music video with like 20 people in it. Like, I want to see what that's like so bad.
Like, I know how hard it is, but I'm like being more energetic and shit too.
For sure. Okay, so yes, now let me ask you that. That's actually thank you for that's a really good segue, because in the sense that when I was watching the music video, you know, and like you do move around well, like you have a presence about you, even though that's not a music video is a little different than stage presence, but it's still the same stage presence you have to bring to the music video. So is that something that you were just kind of like, that was one of the reasons maybe why I was wanting to drink a little bit more, to be able to just kind of always have that fun part? Or do you kind of have that showmanship all the time and it's just part of your stage presence in general?
I'm about to say, that's just me. I'm about to say,
that's you. Nice.
Yeah, that's just me. I'm about to say, yeah. Nice. Everybody's going to tell you that.
Okay. So now let me ask you this, because you had talked about earlier, you know, that one of the things that you're really looking forward to trying to show out in a different way and, you know, try to be able to bring a new genre type in is singing. So in the sense of that same idea, is there anything like that for that same idea? Like, oh, well, I can't wait to show them this with this next one because I really want to hit them with something they're not going to expect.
In the music video getting released, that would have to be like far down the line.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, a little bit future state, but at least it's something to be able to think about for yourself, because again, like we talked about, I think that there is a difference between the artist that is now going to also take it to that step of, I'm now going to take it away from the music and get a camera guy, get a, you know, like, I mean, and maybe that's all you have to have is just a guy. But then that guy has to be able to have all of the other equipment that you would need. So he has to at least be enough of, this is a thing he does, that it's not just like, oh yeah, it's just you know, my next door neighbor's cousin that just randomly borrowed a camera, but he doesn't even know how to turn it on. Like, that's like, you know, I mean, like when I see the music video, I'm like, well, he definitely didn't do that with it either. So, I mean, just, you know, again, like that thing to be able to think about, you know, in that future state, because when you are having to move it away from the music and then really delve into this entirely new thing, it is a lot more work than people really take for granted of like, oh, when they see the video and it looks nice, the amount of work that had to go into making it look like that, just on figuring out who the right person is behind the camera lens that's going to know what they're doing. And, you know, and that's one of the things that I noticed the most about the music video was that I'm like, wow, this is shot well. It looks professional. It is well made. The shot compilation, what you did with it, I'm just like, this is just a good music video. Done. Like, and that, I love that about it, because it's not like it looks like, now maybe this is the 40th music video you shot, so you have some really good experience, but like, if this is 2, 3, 5, I'm like, wow, I'm very impressed. So let me ask you that. How many, even in little like mini things you're trying to shoot for yourself, how many things have you done before you got to what this music video was?
Like how many, like as in like how many music videos have I shot?
Or just even like trying to shoot something with your phone. Like what have you done up to this point to actually getting a camera guy doing the whole meal deal? Like what have you done up to this point, or is this really like your first go at it?
But I say I got a music video before that, but I never released
Okay.
it. It's like a
Oh, okay.
I shot it in 2020,
Okay, gotcha.
but really nah. Like I really anytime I like make music, I just make like trailers or something behind it.
Gotcha. Okay, nice. Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay, so now let's bring back up the stage again and let's play that music video that I was talking about. But let me actually move over to the YouTube one because I need to be able to bring in that one. But I want to be able to play for you guys the music video that I was talking about. And now I had to be able to move to a different screen, Adott. So can you see the Gravity Films? You see the YouTube?
Nah, I still see the SoundCloud
Okay,
link.
hang on. Hang on. Okay, let me move that again. Okay, so I think I might have to remove this and then share again. Okay, let me stop screen, present, share screen.
Some people just overcomplicate it.
All right, and let's go. Here we go. Okay. So, and again, you guys, this is the brand new music video. And as Adott was saying, he just released this on New Year's Day this year, 2025, January 1st. This song is called I'm Back, Shih Tzu, and the brand new music video by Adott. Let's press play.
No, I'm riding with shit, so no nigga know I ain't worried about my enemy. Nigga, I was gon' buy back, yeah, I stepped in the vicinity. I'm finna get back in that mode, I'm talking about when I was serving that 10 energy. If I gotta go switch clothes, I'm hitting and shit and I'm going to Tennessee. No nigga know I won't go out, don't pop out of parties, won't end up like Kennedy. If you niggas are still my flow, you probably will still my identity. You moving around like a fuck nigga, are you kidding me? You gotta come up with something major if you tryna get rid of me. Got babe on my motherfucking body, got me looking like that Gilly thing. It's easy to crack on a hoe, you can just tell it bitch anything. If it ain't about the money in motion, nigga, you know I'ma let it ring. If I hit then I'm gone, bitch, I am on to some better things. These niggas get cargo fed, then nigga turn to LMA. Sometimes you gotta sit back and think, like damn, LMA. Oh, nigga, you know how it go. When I was broke, they ain't pick up the phone. The ops say they wanna get me gone. Like nigga, I'm on what you want.
And this right here is why I wanted to play this music video. That I love. I've never seen a transition like that to go from two different complete songs. This is so cool.
Nigga. All black. That's the situation you don't wanna see. You ain't did nothing, I know you wanna be. This shit take time, I don't care who in front of me. I'm fly. And I'm also high as a bitch too. I'm riding with shit, so don't think you a big dude. My little bro, he bumming a 6'2". He said he a dog, but he probably a shit suit. No, I'm not saying, but I ride like the rent dude. It's pain in my eyes, you don't know what I've been through. They gon' do what I do like I'm getting you. Gotta act hard, I know that ain't you. I'm smoking that kush, I think it's from Hindu. I'm like, how did it go? He said, went smooth. I go up, niggas getting that bitch move. Nigga one play, get hit in the temple. Shit keep the water, just went to that Red Bull. These nigga be gassing her up, know her head fool. I might just give it a dick in that dead roof. Shit hurts, horse on the tattoo. These niggas be going outside, that's some sad dudes. 556 turn you to a statue. I want a foreign specific, a black coupe. Nigga.
All right. So, and again, so that is the brand new music video by Adott, and that is I'm Back, Shih Tzu. So let's get into that because again, just like, you know, and I don't know if you were watching any of the comments that are coming in, but like, you know, Louis, you know, Hellbound, they were just like, dude, that is so fire. And it's just such a fun video. Like it's, again, it's just like I said about some of the other things, or just like Coins Up, it's sort of almost impossible to walk away from that and be like, well, I mean, I guess I'm kind of happier now. Like it just like it looked like you guys all had so much fun. And it's just kind of like, damn, that looked like a hell of a fun party that night. Like, they look like they had a great time making this music video, and it's sort of hard to not walk away feeling that a little bit. And I love that about the video, but then again, that, like I talked about, like coming off mute, and like that's my favorite part of the song when you were like, oh, we're coming out of it, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, what? Okay, that beat is so hard. This song is so good. But then you bring the Shih Tzu in, you're holding it and like dancing around with it. I'm like, okay, I don't know where he got that dog from, but damn, I find it hard to get prop guns, let alone live animals, and he's got a Shih Tzu with him at the music video shoot. I'm like, somebody had to allow that dog to come with these guys, knowing what this was gonna be. I was dying. I'm like, this looks like the funnest music video. Like, I'm like, I am so jealous of this right now. Like, I was literally like, and I texted you or like hit you up on Instagram after that. I'm like, bro, this looks like the funnest music video. You're like, oh man, we were so drunk. I'm like, oh, of course you were. Like, so tell us about the night of like actually shooting, like, or like the day of like making it all come together. I mean, like, how many guys initially did you, or like not like, but like how many people did you initially gonna have with you, and then how many actually ended up showing up?
It was just really like I just sent it out to like 25 people, and like 10 people showed up. Well, I mean, you could kind of see it in the music video, like in the background, like they're in there, but like yeah, I sent it out to like 25 people, like 10 people showed up. I mean, that's cool. No, I know people like work this and that, but like totally. I literally, but that was me going back home. Actually, that's my dog. Yeah.
Is it really? Okay. I wasn't sure. I'm like, well, somebody was taking care of that dog. It's fine, but I was like, man, okay, I hope okay, I hope he had as much fun as you guys did, because it looks like everybody had a great time.
Yeah, but I say I live 4 hours away from back home, so okay. When I like got the idea that I needed a video, I just hit up all my boys. I was like, yeah, I'm about to come back home, get this video shot, and literally like the day of, like as I was on the way, because like the drive's like 4 hours. So like I gave everybody time to do what they had to do, get ready and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Said hey to my sister when I got home. Seen my little nephew.
Nice.
He's about to turn 1 soon.
Oh wow, really young. Oh wow.
Yeah. And then literally like 2 hours later, when the sun got dark, got nighttime. Me and my boys linked up, got the bottles. We went to the ABC store, picked up the bottles.
Yep.
Took some shots before he got there. We actually offered him some shots, but like, we offered him to smoke too, but he didn't want to smoke neither. But
oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess as long as they know they can handle it, cool. But if they feel like they want to be like 100%, I'm like, no, I get that. Like, if I know I'm going to go up on stage, I don't usually like to have anything to sort of drink or smoke before that, because I'm like, if I mess up something, I know I have to blame myself for that. Like, I'm like, I can't not, like, you weren't in your right mind, so you forgot a word. Great.
Yeah, but I say the very first person I shot my video with, he smoked with us actually. So yeah, I was thinking Gravity Films, he was gonna smoke with us, but nah, he was on business timing.
Business time, all right, yeah, nice.
But I say shout out Gravity, man.
Nice. Oh, I love that. Well, I mean, and they really did a great job. I mean, they shot it very well, and it is well made. And I think that's the part that I like the most about it, because you can tell you guys had fun, but it's also well shot. So it's like, it was a good crew, because I think that, I think the professionalism of the final look, but yet your guys' fun is like, it is the perfect combo, because he wanted to give you, the best, let me give you 100%, and like every angle, movement, everything is fully clear. But then you guys were totally having fun, and there didn't seem like there was, like, at least in general of like watching the video and the way that it was put together, like, it didn't seem like there was any one person that was standing out or around, or, like it just was really well, like, put together. Clearly the right people were there. So what do you feel like would be, how would you want to be able to contain the next music video? Let's say that, again, thinking about that, like, perfect state, like, okay, next one, I actually have 30 people that are now showed up. And like, I actually get that big, I've got all these people and all these extras to really do something really cool. How would you want to contain the music video to be able to get them to look like it is the biggest crowd, or that idea of like, how do I get this to look like it's the most, but yet also work with it enough to where everybody's not like it's herding cats and now it's too difficult to take care of this many people? Like, what would you want to do to contain it, but also show the bigness?
I just say like, say if 30 people pulled up. Wait, could you repeat that question again? My fault. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I mean, and it is
Like,
kind
I'm
of
high
like
as shit.
it's not complicated. It's just one of those like you don't think about it unless you're really asked. But like, you know, you had these 5 or 10 guys get there for this video, you know, and obviously they're going to have your, like, if it was just you, okay, then you only have to focus on you. You know, you do take out the element of having to worry about anybody else. But then you also have a video that's just you. Then you've got these guys here. Now I'm sure that having that many other people in there, like, it brings in its own challenges. But 30 people, that's a big crowd right there. Like, you have to really take care of that. And they have to kind of almost be your second job of making that video come together, is making sure everybody is staying on task and everything. So like for you, thinking about that idea of a next video and a bigger idea, what type of a video would you want to do if you actually got that type of a crowd? Like, do you want to do like a big club scene, or more like a you on stage performing scene and everybody's out as the audience? Like, what would you want to do to be able to give that look of like, look at how many extras and how many people are in this video?
Everything all at once.
Nice. Okay. Love that.
Try to get everything all at once. Get it in the club, pulling off, all that.
Nice. Okay. And I mean, you could almost turn that into 3 different music videos right there. And then the club one, the drive one, like the boom, boom, boom one. Okay. I like that. Yeah. And I would probably be the same too. Like, if I could get it all coordinated, why not just do it when you're able to do it? Okay. I like that. Nice. So now, when you talked about going home, having to do that big drive, now, was there anything, was that to be able to make sure you could get those, you know, your friends to be able to be in it with you? Or was there something there that, like, I want to shoot here at this place because of this? Like, was there a significance of going there, or was it just about the people you wanted to be in the video with you?
That.
Okay.
I'm about to say,
okay.
Also, like, that's where he's at. That's where he's located.
Oh, Gravity
Like,
Coast.
the camera,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, that's where Gravity he's located. We all in the 757 area, Virginia.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, it's Virginia. And now, so now to go 4 hours, are you still in Virginia, or are you in another state by that point?
Yeah, I'm in Virginia.
You're still in Virginia. Okay, gotcha. I wasn't, because I'm like, I think I kind of remember where it is, in the sense of like, I think I remember how the state is shaped. So I'm like, all right, I think if you go the long way, you'd probably still be in it. But if you were going up or down, you might be in another state by that point. So I wasn't sure. Okay, so then now, like, if you were going to shoot another video, would it be that same thing? Like, you want to go back to be able to get even more people, or would you want to shoot anything where you are and maybe get out some stuff that's just you two, to get out, like, not easier things, but like, oh, I'm just going to do 2 or 3 just me here, so I can bust out some stuff and then go back when I want to get, like, go work with Gravity again, get, like, you know, more of the people? Like, what's your thought around that?
Really, if I could get like some videos like here and then, like out here, then that'd be cool. But mainly, I'm trying to get all my videos shot from people from the 757.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're trying to do that. Nice. Okay, and I mean, I like that. Like, at least you've got a code. That's what you're sticking to, and it's like, I want my stuff to go from here, start from here, because of this. And I like that. I'm the same in certain things too. It depends on, you know, what the specific is, but I mean, I like that, and I think that if the next time you get to go do it and everybody's seeing what this one was, wouldn't be surprised if you actually do get the chance to be popping off with 20-25 people the next time, because they see how much fun that last one was, to make me like, well, it looks like they had a hell of a time, so at least we're gonna have fun, like, you know, no matter what. So then thinking about so then let's move, you know, kind of, not that we're like, you know, coming towards the end, but like, you know, now we've been able to, you know, focus on 2 of your songs, also now listen to the music video and watch that, you know, kind of be able to break that down a little bit. So kind of, you know, coming to the end of the questions about the music videos and whatnot, and also kind of coming back to that idea about you singing and different things too. If you had that type of mindset in your head too, like, okay, I did, something like I'm back, and like I love how everybody's dressed in black, and like especially like where you do that part like right as it's switching over to the second song, and they're all kind of like grabbing on your shoulders and popping you up, like, I thought that part was so cool because I'm like, man, I would actually probably ask anybody that was in the video to do something very similar with me, because I do really like that aspect. But in general, like for you, if you were wanting to be able to switch gears completely and then say, now I'm actually going to present one of these singing ones to you, and to do a music video to this has to be in a different vein than what something like I'm Back was, what would be like that thought process, or something that you've seen, of, like a, like Lil Shimmy or Charlie Puth, or some of these guys that you talked about in the sense of having that voice or harmonizing and liking those artists. Is there anything they've done or things that you've seen people have done, if you're going in that other vein and thinking about that like style of singing, and I'm giving you something totally different, what would you want to do music video wise in regards to that? Like, is there anything you've seen in the past or recently that you're like, I like what they did, and I would, not the way they shot it or whatever, but just that type of theme? Is there anything that you've seen that you'd be like, oh, I could point to that and definitely say I would do that?
I'm about to say, like inspiration from somebody else's like videos.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm about to say like all my inspiration comes from like I say, like the music. So like
Totally. Yeah.
If whatever's in my song, like I just go off that vibe of like what's in that song.
Totally.
Or try to,
nice.
at least.
Okay. Totally. Yes, absolutely. So let me ask you this, and so let's take it back to the music a little bit, and think about again that idea of putting out a song where you are going to try to incorporate more of that voice and that change up of how there's some aspects that definitely would have to be different in bringing in that other sound. Are you the type of artist in the sense of like, maybe not even as the artist, but, as the individual, as the person, like, are you incorporating that idea of like bringing in that voice and, thinking of that, like, are you trying to be able to put that around, like, like, oh man, I would try to bust out a love song and see what I could do, or maybe do more of like a sadder type of, I want to bring in the feels with it as opposed to maybe more happy feels, like to bring in that voice. Like, would you try to, like, how would you want to play with it? Or would you be willing to kind of do a little bit of everything? Like, what would be your, would you have your own lane that you'd want to try to be able to be in to start out with to see what that would do?
I feel like it would be like a little bit of everything.
Okay, nice. Hang on, guys. Apologies. Hopefully he'll pop right back in with us in just a moment. Oh, there he is. Nope. No, is that? I apologize if I froze any there. You are back. Yes.
But I said it would be like a little bit of everything. Like,
okay, nice.
Sad, happy.
Yeah.
Get to it music. That's really the type of music I make, is get up and get to it music.
Get up and get to it. Okay, I like that. Okay, nice. Okay, so now, we're kind of coming, towards the end of some of the, the questions that, that I have and that, we talk about, and when I get ready for these. So one of the things that I wanted to be able to ask, and we've talked about, the singing, we've talked about, the other genres you want to be able to get into, or the different things you'd want to be able to try. So for you, 2025, give me 2 goals. One that you feel like, okay, yep, like, and maybe not something like, okay, yes, you could say the goal was like, I'm so glad that I'm now getting to release the EP, because a goal of mine was to get a full project out in 2025. But give me a goal like that that is like, I am attaining this. And then give me that idea of a bigger state goal that you're like, if I don't get it this year, cool, but I am putting this in my like year to 2, and I really want to push myself to try to make this thing a reality? What would be a easy and a big state goal for you?
Blowing up.
Okay.
Not even like being mainstream, just enough to where like I could have a consistent like 100,000 monthly streamers.
Yeah. Right.
I'll be good.
Okay. Okay, absolutely. So now that actually brings me right into one of the other questions that I wanted to be able to ask. And the reason that and actually let me actually go to the final song that I wanted to be able to play. And the final one that I wanted to be able to show you guys is Milo and Otis. Now, again, these are my 3 favorite ones of the music that Adott has come out with. So let me bring this back up. Actually, no, let me stop sharing that, because now I know I have to be able to fully switch over to the other one. So let me get back to SoundCloud. But one of the things that I wanted to be able to ask about in specifics are these. Come on. There we go. So are these final 2 songs that you have? I'm Back, and then the Relapse Nino Paid remix. Now, when you're looking at the different songs, and I'm not saying this in any type of like these ones must be bad because they've only got these amount of streams, but these ones must be good because they've got 1 million. Like, what I'm saying is that I'm Back and then Relapse, comparatively to your other songs, are like, these 2 did legitimately blow up comparatively, and then all the other ones are like, oh yeah, wow, like you are definitely building, boom, and then these 2 out of nowhere, as we see here, I'm Back has 18,000, Relapse has 12,000. So give me a little bit of background, a little bit of info in regards to,
showing up for work, like he wasn't doing anything.
Was there anything about these tracks different than the other ones? Was there anything specific that was like, there is a direct thing that I did or something that happened that made these 2 songs comparatively to the ones that already have fantastic streams? But when you look at this average and that for these other 2, it's like, those ones are now in the NFL and all these other ones are still in high school, like learning to be able to get to that level where now we're ready to go to college. Like, you are on a normal progression on the other ones, and then these 2 blow up. So was there anything specific about those ones? Was there anything like, I got picked up on, all of these different, platforms and different things? Like, was there anything specific about those 2 songs directly that is a reason why they are so much farther up above the others? Like, was there anything that happened?
Ain't nothing but promotion, algorithm.
Okay.
About to say, because the Nino Paid remix, it was literally a remix, and I know a lot of people from Maryland. I know like a lot of people from that area that are locked in with people of that nature, like above me type shit.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. And so then was there, when you were getting those songs prepared, because you talk about the promotion, you talk about this, and again, not in any way like, the other ones didn't clearly get any promotion, like, because there was something that just, and the catch happens sometimes, like, sometimes you just get pulled into the wave and you don't know why it happens, but the wave just caught you at that time and you just went for the ride. But was there anything in the pre-promotion, anything that you had coming up with those 2 songs that you felt like was already, these are already going on a place that the other ones weren't? Like, was there anything about them in the lead up that you're like, I think these are just going to go insane?
The Relapse, the remix.
Yeah.
When I heard the original song, I was like, I can, like, let me go ahead and make a remix to this, cause I was been making music about like pain and shit, but like I never wanted to put that shit out, cause like what the hell, like, you know what I'm saying? And then when he put that shit out, I can really relate to him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he put that shit out, that shit started going crazy. I'm like, all right, people actually fucking with people, like making pain music and that type of sort.
Right.
And I was like, let me just go ahead and remix this song. But I said he even seen it and like heard this shit.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. And so then that definitely explains that. So then what about I'm Back? Because that one has even more. So then was there and now was and because again you said you just released the music video, so I'm sure then that the song helps bring even more, like people to go want to watch the music video too. And I also really like the fact that when I look on YouTube, like that's the first thing that pops up, and I'm like, oh, he's got a music video too. Boom. Okay, let's go press play on that. So I mean, I love that you did have like the mixture of everything in there, but just in the sense of I'm Back as well, like was there anything specific? Like, was there anything different that you did in the marketing or anything that's like, because of this success, I'm now doing this with every other thing because I was able to see this really work?
Really? Yeah, it was just like hella promotion. Like, cause it was like
Okay.
one of my first two songs dropping me back music again. So I just wanted to like really get it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Wow. That is impressive. And that's one of the first ones that you did. Okay. So now, in the sense of, again, that idea of, for you, attainable goal, big level goal. Like what do you feel like right now is the easiest attainable goal that have coming up in 2025? Like again, I know you talked about the EP, so you can definitely use that again, but like is there anything else is very easily attainable this year that you are going to be showing us and providing for us?
Get get way higher up in the underground status.
Gotcha. Okay. And then high level, big mindset goal. What is that for you? What's that high level goal that you really want to try to accomplish? But if you don't, you're not looking down on yourself like, okay, I didn't do enough.
At least one of my songs. At least one of my songs to hit 100K.
Okay, nice. Okay, I like that. And I mean, I think the fact that you've already gotten onto that, like some of the people can see that songs can do it, but it's also not like the other ones have 7, views either. So it's not like this one happened to out of nowhere just go crazy. You've got, the starting of consistency in the sense where the second one also isn't just at 1,000 either. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of gap, but not so much so that it's like 18 to 12. Well, by that point, if I'm already spending 12, what's 18 type of thing? Like, it doesn't, it almost doesn't matter at that point. So, I mean, I think that that's really impressive. And that was one of the things that I really wanted to be able to try to focus on this interview as well. Because I remember when I was interviewing, with Hannah J, it was now granted he didn't have one that was up that high, but it was like 5 or 6K, and then all the other ones were, few hundred. So I was like, oh, was there? I asked the same question. I'm like, this feels like it was purposeful, like, or that there's no way you'd let a song be that much bigger and not know it. And that he was like, oh, really? It's that much? I'm like, really? Didn't know? Oh, crazy. Okay, I guess I just like I like you would know, but like I love the fact that like you are clearly putting that in there and trying to incorporate it. But I'm glad that you recognized it and that it was like I was definitely pushing this hard and I was trying to be able to really okay, nice. What's happening, man? But I think that part is really impressive. So 100,000K streams, big level goal for 2025, and I do think attainable, absolutely. And man, I could not wait to see that happen for you in 2025 as well. So absolutely, good luck on that because I think you A, deserve it, and B, can actually get there. So that's definitely a good goal. So thinking about this for you, and we'll kind of we're coming now to the final couple questions here. But I think this is important because I like to kind of try to be able to, delve a little bit deeper into you and figure out, the things that you have learned from, the aspects that you are like, oh man, I love that I get to do this or because I tried this pathway, I've realized that it just wasn't for me. And now I, opened up a new doorway or then I decided to just, try and start down a different road. But like for you, good side first, because I always think it's important that what's the most important or the biggest lesson that you've learned that's just been, oh, wow, I never would have thought, but like I'm so glad that I know that. Like what would that be for you?
They won't fucking hire anybody.
Uh, you gotta be consistent.
Is the manager
And put money into it. Because if not, you're not gonna blow up just off just asking your friends to repost my music. It's not gonna work like that.
No.
Mhm.
Never. So then, okay, so then no, and you are 100% right. So guys, definitely listen to that with what Adott just said because that's very important. The consistency, I mean, especially if you are trying to get people to be like, all right, I now expect that this music is going to be coming out, or like he was talking about with Lil Wayne, or like I was talking about with Rick Ross. Like, I don't expect album of the year, but I definitely don't expect a 7. Like, I expect an 8 to a 9.5 at all times. Like, that is what I expect, and that's what I want to see. But I think the consistency is one of the most important parts and the easiest thing about why people have to feel like they're coming back or that they fell off because they must have absolutely actually done so. If you have to have somebody say it, then that is what they literally perception wise believe. So that is very important. So then again, let's look at that other side of the coin. For you, what's the biggest lesson you've had to learn? Not in a negative way, but just in like okay, I had to take some punches to the gut, or like, oh, it knocked me down because I thought I could do this, realized that I couldn't, or yep, I really actually had to learn and have takeaways from this and do something different after X because of Y. Like, what was that for you?
All the people are fucking.
Damn.
And I pretty much told Greg that. I was like, I like the vibe that I have.
Just some takeaways, some pluses and some losses. Shit, I would say like just like me not making music for like a period of time. When I stopped,
Okay.
I think that was my biggest punch was like knockdown. Because like when I was in high school, when I was making music like under Fresh Boy, like I low key like I had like a little like following, like I had like a decent amount of people fucking with me.
Yeah.
And then like when I stopped and then started making music back again, it was like I had to do all that all over again. And then when I branded myself as my new name and stuff too, like
yeah. Okay. So then I love these little tangents that you're making me think about. So then let's take that a step further in the sense of that type of an experience that you had to be able to learn from, like when you stopped and then had whatever the gap of time was, and let us know if it was like a year, 6 months, 5 years, like was there a direct reason of why you stopped? Because if you actually felt like you were gaining a little bit of a following, it feels like it must have been maybe not like a hardcore direct reason, but something that must have jumped in your path enough that it wasn't just like, I just didn't feel like it anymore. Like, was there a reason or something big that happened at the time that kind of, pushed you away from it in a sense?
I mean, like my songs, they had like a consistent amount of plays, but I just overlooked that because it wasn't growing, it wasn't getting nowhere, and that's where I messed up.
Okay, so then now coming back as Adott, or just in general, like coming back from that mindset of like, again, just now you have to have people remembering you in a different way. Yes, the moniker has to change, but the mindset has to change. People have to now not only just remember that the name is different, but now remember me as that different thing. And that I have to be, when you look at me, I now want you to see Adott. I don't want you to see Fresh Boy anymore. I want you to see this, not that. So for you, like in the sense of like taking that same lesson of, okay, the consistency is one of the most important things, not falling off and in the mindset of like, yes, like I agree with what you're saying that at the time frame, you're in high school. The mindset of a high schooler is not to look at the world like a 30-year-old would and say, I have to a little bit be okay playing the long game. Because and there's two sides to this coin, and I think they're really important to kind of touch on, because consistency is very important, because then you grow and build yourself into the idea of like, I was starting out making no money, and then I built and I grew, the foundation went higher, and now I make $1 million a year because of music. But you had to grow yourself from making nothing to now I make 20,000. Now I'm making 100 grand. Now, like, I have actually blown up. Now I make $1 million a year because of music. Like, and again, that wouldn't even be that big of blowing up in the sense of comparatively to someone, you know, Beyonce or whatever makes that in a couple minutes, if not a couple seconds, depending on what's going on. But like in general, though, like to see that progression, you have built yourself to get to that spot. So likely you're ready to be there when you stand there. The other side of that coin is most people act like, oh, but I want all this yesterday. But if you legitimately woke up tomorrow with 1 million screaming fans at you and $10 million in your bank account, 9 out of 10 people would not be able to handle that. Because it's now, oh, and now I have everything I ever thought that I wanted, but I didn't actually do anything to make myself get there. So now I don't understand how to stand in this place that I've now just been given all of these things. So I think that there's that other side of it too, where it's understandable why you thought that, because that is the mindset of a person where it's like, yeah, that's how you would think in high school, because you're not like, you do want more of that instant gratification, or that idea that you're having to wait years and years and years. You're like, what? Yeah, try to tell a 13 to 16-year-old guy like, oh, I have to wait 4 years for this to be realized, and you're not going to see any fruits of this labor until then. Yeah, like at least if you're playing sports and you're getting better, you're still playing in the midst of while getting better. Like this is not like that. You have to believe a lot of this up here in a way. So I think that that is also important too. But like taking that mindset and thinking about that, like also, you know, with that, with the name change, was there anything that you learned lessons wise that helped you grow when you had to make the name change as well, which I think is similarly as difficult as trying to come back again after taking some time away. So what was some lessons that you learned from that experience when it came to the name change and trying to just consistently let people know, hey, nope, it's not this, now it's this? Like, what were some lessons that you learned from that?
Damn, I would say like it was more so just like a loss kind of, because it was like the fan base that I had. It was like 2 different SoundCloud accounts that I had.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And but I said it was like random fans that like my music and follow me. And it's like, nah, I don't got that fan base no more, that connection no more, because I also had 2 different Instagrams too. Like this is a second Instagram.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
And then was the old one connected to Fresh Boy at the time, or was that just an old account that's now just, you know?
It was freshboy.a.
.a. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So then, okay, I mean, and I really like that. I mean, I think that that does, you know, show a level of growth. You know, I think that definitely does show a level of growth in the idea that you are taking things away from this. And that's one of the reasons why I do ask, because I always like to see, like, you know, you've done this because of that, or, you know, oh, I wanted to see here, so I tried to do this, this, and this to get there. So, you know, that's kind of where I had, you know, my final questions at. So I wanted to be able to play the final song and then kind of give you a little bit of an open floor just to kind of let anybody know, you know, projects, anything you want to let the people know. I want to give you kind of the floor to be able to have that space to be able to do so. But again, guys, like I was saying, I wanted to also play the final song, Milo and Otis, because I know we started on that, and then, you know, hey, he got me like, I got on a tangent and I ran with it. I'm glad that we definitely talked about that stuff, because I think it was really important for everybody to learn and understand that. But like I said, I did want to be able to go back to Milo and Otis, because this is, you know, one of my favorite songs that he has out, just in a general way, but it is such a fun song. And I feel like, okay, yep, like I think almost more in the way like it feels like it's like the bro out mode where I'm like, yeah, like all these songs that I love the most all feel like the when you're with your boys and like you're having fun or you're having, you're partying, whatever, like this is what you're doing. And all of these songs kind of have that vibe to it. So again, you guys, this is Milo and Otis.
Feel unstoppable with lashes that command attention.
So once that is over, then we'll be at Milo and Otis. But again, once we get done with this part, then I will give you the open floor to be able to talk about whatever you want to be able to talk about and get people excited for what you have coming up or just things you want to be able to let them know. Hang on, guys. Oh no. Okay, so we still got one more. You love how you never know what they're gonna do. But again, you guys, we're going to be playing Milo and Otis. We're just getting through that second ad right now. But one of my top 3 favorite songs that I heard of all of Adott's open available songs that he has out at this point, and I can't wait for what he has coming up in 2025 as well. All right, here we go.
Old school box Chevy off the baking soda. Mama told me you lose friends when you get a little older. Took a few L's, I had to brush it off my shoulder. Getting older, nigga get in my way, then we gon' run him over. I'm a cool ass young nigga, but I move like a soldier. I been through pain, that's why a nigga smoking Doja. Fine, she look good, but she look good bent over. Getting older, nigga get in my way, we gon' run him over. I got a city on lock, nigga, we taking over. You can get sick of hearing, bitch, we going global. You can get sick of hearing that shit, bitch, is more than local. Business blue, you might never see that, you might need some bifocals. Nigga, I was going by back, nigga on God, I lost some focus. These niggas be thinking ain't that, and not even that, these niggas be bogus. Boy, I was broke to the bitch, I was making up blunts out roaches. Boy, I make you feel like a bitch, please don't try to come try to approach us. Yeah, I'm a whole different nigga, I'm turned up a notch, I know if you notice. I'm outside, my dogs all day, I be feeling like Milo and Otis. And I got the mind of a OG the whole time, I ain't even need the oldest. And to all these hate that niggas, stuck my middle finger up and told them to hold it. First time I put that V8 nigga on God, I could barely control it. Nigga, you know what we do, at this point we just like.
Man, I do love that song. I mean, again, like, I do have a theme when it comes to certain things. With your music, I think I had the biggest theme of any of the other artists that I've heard up to this point. And again, like, but that's the thing that I do like the most about it is that, hey, you know what? That's why this is my show, because I get to say what I think I like the most. And if this was Louis doing it, Hellbound, like they might have a completely different list. But, those 3 were my favorite ones that, of all of the music that you had released. But again, I absolutely love, when you put the 2 together like you did for the music video. I thought the combination of those 2 were fantastic. So again, one of my favorite songs, guys, that's Milo and Otis. Now, let me start out with one question just in regards to letting everybody know. So this is just more a blatant, like, I just want your answer. Where is it that everybody can be able to find your music? Give them all of the details of where they can be able to the most easily digest your content.
I'm about to say right now, the songs that I have out, like really all my songs, they're on SoundCloud.
Okay, perfect.
I'm planning on putting Shih Tzu on SoundCloud. I'll probably drop. Now that you said that, I'm gonna drop it probably tonight or tomorrow.
Nice.
But soon everything's gonna be put on platforms soon here eventually.
Nice. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I think that, like, just in the sense of, it's just always so nice, like, especially when it's like you had, and like Peyton had it, like a couple of the other artists that I've worked with, like, have it, like, when you just get to go to that link tree and it's like, boop, 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 start putting those things in. It is nice in the sense of just being like, oh, well, okay, I know I can go there. Or, okay, yep, like, we knowingly have, like, the majority of it here, but some, like, stuff sprinkled and scattered. So that's always something I just like to ask, because it is important for everybody that's watching this right now just to be able to know where the easiest one to go is. But like something like I'm Back and Shih Tzu, like the music video, that's on YouTube, that's more everywhere. So you could be able to find, that in multiple places. Where some of the songs, like you said, okay, yep, they're on SoundCloud now, they'll be coming everywhere later. But I just definitely wanted to be able to give you that floor to let everybody know where your stuff was. And again, guys, as soon as we get done with this interview, go onto SoundCloud and take a look at Adott and listen to the other songs that we didn't listen to tonight, or finish the ones that we already did if you were digging on those as well. But Adott, again, I didn't have any more specific direct questions that I had ready to be able to ask. But again, I really appreciate some of the tangents that we got on tonight, because I think that this was probably the most like tangent-y episode I've done yet, where like little things that you said, I'm like, oh, like I was getting pulled in a lot more directions that I did not plan for, where I do stick myself. Now, granted, that was also partially too, because we've been going for an hour and a half now, to where before on Instagram, I had to specifically always keep myself to that 60 minutes. So you kind of get a little bit more like, Pat, all right, Pat, like Pat, like, yes, the questions need to be open-ended, but not 5-hour answer open-ended questions for every question, because then you are not going to hit that 60 minutes. So it's like, I'm glad that we don't have to have any type of fetters on us, or, walls we have to try to be able to walk down. But, I just wanted to be able to kind of give the floor to you and just, talk to the people, and anything you want to be able to let them know about, or any things, exciting news or whatever is coming up. Just, the floor is yours, sir.
Got some more music on the way. Another video coming soon. And then more music on the way.
Nice. Hey, I love it. I mean, simple, easy, but very straightforward. New music videos, new music, all coming on the way, everybody. But again, so guys, go take a look at SoundCloud, Adott, ADOTT. Now, do you need to be able to put in the exclamation point to get it to pull up, or will Adott? Okay, that's what I thought, because sometimes, like with my name, with the dots, RPG, the dot in between each letter, sometimes you have to put them in there, sometimes you don't. I don't know.
It's a lot of other people trying to be like me. Nah, I'm just playing.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's why you play and trying to be like me. Yeah, right? That's good. All right, guys. Well, and again, so I would like to thank everybody that joined us tonight, everybody that is here live with us right now. We've still got 4 people rocking with us after an hour and 31 minutes. So I really appreciate everybody that stopped by tonight. Again, guys, this was the 13th episode of Artist on Artist and the Spotlight, and tonight's episode was featuring Adott. So again, guys, like I've said multiple times, as soon as you get done with this interview, go over to SoundCloud, ADOTT with the exclamation mark, and be able to hit search, put in those headphones, press play, just be blown away. You know how I love to say it for my own music, so I will definitely shout it out for the artists that come on here as well. But guys, definitely take a listen to Adott's music. Insanely talented artist. Was just, very, definitely an honor and a privilege to go through his music and really to dive deep. And, it is nice when you have a person with, all of this music and, you're like, wow, okay, yep, I get to listen to a lot of different things. But when you get to have like 6 to 10 songs and just listen to them again and again and again and again, it is really nice when you get to be able to live with the songs for so long that you feel like, yeah, I don't know them as well as the artist does, but man, like, I guarantee you there are some people he knows that hasn't listened to this music as much as I have, and that feels cool. Like, I'm glad that I get to do that. And when, when there isn't like 400 songs that I have to listen to, then I get to hear every one over and over again and really live with it and let it sink into me and like be like, oh, okay. But then when it's music like Adott, it's like, oh, now I get excited about when new stuff is coming, because now I'm like, I actually like listening to his music. Somebody like Louis, where it's like, I'd probably go and find it like actively now, where, not every artist you could say that about, but I'm excited when I get to do these, because I really feel like I get to know every one of the artists that are on the show that well, because I force myself, if for no other reason than just to be like, hey, part of your work that you do with this is to understand who these artists are and listen to their music enough to where you actually have an understanding, and you're going to ask some of these questions in the way that I do. And if I listen to every song one time, I don't think my questions would be as good, and I don't think that your ability to answer some of these incredible stories you've taken us on tonight, you would be able to do, because I want to be able to understand the music to that extent. So again, you guys, I just thankful for everybody that was here tonight. For Adott for giving us his time and coming and doing this interview with me. Because I remember when I did the last one with Peyton, he was like, "Hey man, I just really appreciate you giving me this opportunity." And what you guys don't realize is that I am the one who gets the opportunity to interview you, not the other way around. You aren't getting the opportunity to come onto my show. I'm getting the opportunity to invite you on as a guest and then give you this showcase and this spotlight for what you are bringing to the world. That is what I get to give as the gift. So you are the gift. I am just the person that gives you the ability to have this place to talk about the thing that you're already giving to us. So I appreciate you, Adott, for giving us this, incredible fire. But again, you guys, when you see the music, when you see some of these songs, that it's like, oh wow, like people are also really following with this, and like, will he blow up tomorrow? Maybe. But he at least has gotten to the point where it's like, I have made a song get to a legitimate popular place. I think any of us, myself included, would love to have a song that has 18,000 streams on it, knowing that many ears either heard this one song multiple times, or that this many individual people heard my music, regardless of whether it was next door or across the world. That's an incredible thing, especially when you get to see some of those numbers after the fact and you're like, look at the amount of people, or look at this breadth of which I'm spreading, this music. So I love that, and watching, this journey with you. So again, guys, this was the 13th episode of Artist on Artist, featuring Adott, our spotlight and our showcase for tonight. Again, as I've said multiple times, as soon as we get done with this interview, go and to SoundCloud, find his music, ADOTT, with the exclamation point, and then just press play, put in those headphones, be blown away. So guys, thank you so much for everybody being here. Adott, thank you again for joining us tonight. Was there anything you wanted to say?
Hey, no, I appreciate you for having me, for real. Hey, who's in here?
Actually, I believe Louie's in here. I believe that Hellbound is in here. And then a friend of yours, I believe, is in here, C Money. Because he was in here when Milo Notice started, but I can't tell if he's actively in here anymore. But there's still 4 people in here with us, so that's cool.
All right. I got one unreleased before I go. I'll play that unreleased for y'all.
Ooh, okay. Let's go. 2 drops in 1 episode. Woo.
I'm in the kitchen.
Why you gonna talk on a kid? Why you gonna talk about a kid? Why? Nigga, I'm gone in the bitch. Nigga, I'm hot in the bitch. Right. Don't think that you finna be up on a kid. We let shit slide. Don't think that you finna play with a game. We let shit slide. I gotta get it from mine. Gotta get it shit quick, but shit take time. I pop a perk in my mind. Pop me and Zay to travel through time. Portable line, cause I needed a line. I'll be okay, I'll be just fine. Thinking I need a new nine. Carrying shit, I need a new spine. I'm trying to stay out the way and get to the pace. Yeah, nigga, that's how I do it. Nigga, get the fuck in my face. You say one bump, or then fuck, let's do it. You had the chance to win with a nigga, but damn, you blew it. Niggas ain't switch like damn, I knew it. Niggas ain't switch like damn, I knew it. Nigga. These niggas be acting like bitch every day. It seem like the time of the month. I'm riding with shit, so no nigga don't even think I'm lining me up. I'm not sure they won't fuck on a nigga. I can see that she ties me up.
Oh yeah, I gotta stop right there. I can't play the whole thing.
That was really good. That beat was so good. Man, like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, granted, I definitely do like your flow, but that was fun. Again, I'm just like, oh, man, I can't wait for that song to drop. That is a good song. I like that a lot. So, guys, again, that was another, like, that was completely unplanned, another totally drop that was not at all something I expected. So that's 2 of those for the same episode. Thank you for both of those surprises, sir. That was amazing. I love that. Huh. And is that going to be on the future project that's coming out in February?
It might be.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Oh man, I am excited. That is that February definitely cannot get here fast enough. That is a good song. I really like that. All right, guys. So you just heard it here live first. A brand new single, a brand new tease from the brand new upcoming EP by Adott that drops in February. And we don't have the direct date yet. That hasn't been signed in ink, so I don't want to be able to have to put out what that is going to be directly. But get ready for that, guys, in February. That song was so good, dude. That was fire. I like that a lot. I really
appreciate
like that.
it.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Oh, and then also now, one thing I just wanted to be able to mention that Hellbound had just let me know, actually Louisville let me know as well. So he was saying that he wanted to let you know that Adott that the live will be posted right after this, so that you can be able to also share it with your people. And then, guys, you can also be able to find this on my YouTube account. But Louis and I have set up a shared one to where then all of these will also show up on the other Bozy page too. So at least we know that they'll be in both spots, but you can always be able to come back to either one of the pages and watch them later. Or as he just said to you, Adott, you can definitely be able to share them out to anybody so that they can be able to come and watch the interview later, or for that time frame that when you do blow up and you need to be able to show, oh, well, let me also show the other stuff that I've done. Here's my album cover, or not my album. Here's my, you know, like magazine covers that I've been on. Here's my interviews I've done. Boom, 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 boom. Now you just get to throw this in with one or the other. Like, yeah, here's my Rick Rubin thing. Here's my RPG thing. Like, yeah, they're the same breath, you know. So I love that. All right, man. Well, again, thank you so much for that brand new preview of the new song, letting us know that we also have a new EP coming out. So you guys heard some brand new info tonight, live, only heard on this episode. So he can be able to put it out later, but you only release it for the first time here on Artist on Artist. So I really appreciate that. I actually definitely feel pretty damn good about that.
And basically, y'all the first
all right,
people,
you guys.
Y'all the first people that heard it.
Nice. That makes me feel really good, everybody. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Adott, thank you so much again for joining us here on the 13th episode of Artist on Artist Spotlight, featuring our man of the hour, Adott. Again, as I've said multiple times, definitely go take a look at SoundCloud after we get done with the interview and just, you know, be able to go find his music, press play, put on those headphones, be blown away. You know how I like to say it. But again, everybody, thank you so much for everybody that stopped by, that, you know, was able to join us for these amazing stories tonight. And hopefully we'll be able to see you on the next one as well. Same time next week, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or wherever that is for you in the country or in the world. And again, is like I always like to say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you have joined us from. Thank you again. This was the 13th episode of Artist on Artist featuring Adott. Let's give him one more piece out, you guys. And again, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll end the episode here, and we'll see you next week.
All right, we out.